Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mistonia's Hope, continuing Alfred's route, and he saved us, and we saved him, and it was just a group saving effort. It was beautiful. Listen. I know technically part of her reason for using her Fey hand and doing all of that was like, I can't have Alfred get attacked here or kidnapped here or arrested here because, it'll ruin the plan. But that doesn't, I'm sorry, that's not, that she's going to tell herself, well, that's why I did it. No, it's because you love him and you don't want him getting arrested. You can't admit it yet. So but I mean, also, yes, the plan, but still, you know what I mean? If you got away and they think they got the main guy behind the Twilight Ravens and everything like that, they'll think that the plot has been thwarted and you could probably get in and kill the queen easier. Now, maybe then they'd be like, wait, it's someone in the house, and then you being friends with him would look suspicious, so fair enough. And I'm sure that is a reasoning for why, she also saved him, but we know. 90% of the reason you saved him is because you love him and you don't want to see him go down, okay? Not like that, anyway. There's me being dirty. Anyway, so, I love the fact that he protected us and then we protected him. So ridiculously sexy, so. Once we'd hidden in an alley far away from the hideout, I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. Phew. Are you all right? Yes, but what about you? I'm fine. I'm just a little worn out from using my power again after so long. So, was that the power of the Face-Sight hand? It seemed like you changed their perception. No, their recognition of events, both before and after they happened. I couldn't help but be impressed by his sharp thinking. The way I used my power was pretty much a gamble. I was lucky things turned out well. I made them believe that they didn't see the Count when they barged in, but someone else. They thought the Count came in right after. It was my power to create an illusion, enhanced by Oberon's wing. By pushing that power to its limit, I'd been able to alter their perception. What the heck is that? If you can do all that, then you should have done so from the start. I honestly didn't know if it would work. I've never tried it before. It would have been dangerous if it failed. Maybe it was due to my exhaustion, but I ended up smiling despite it not being funny. Leonardo's face hardened. The strain from using my power made it hard to even stand. Speaking felt like too much effort. I feel like I'm going to collapse. I stumbled and nearly fell to the ground. Alfred caught me. Of course he did. Why were you so reckless? I already told you, didn't I? I'll be the one to kill you. I couldn't allow you to be captured back there. Yeah, sure. That's why. Whatever, girl. She's like, I love you, goddammit. I'm gonna kill you. Wait, I'm sorry. It was more like, I'm gonna kiss you. Wait, fuck, damn it. He's like, you're gonna be the one to what? Kiss you? Kill you? I said kill you. I didn't say I was gonna kiss you. I didn't say I want to kiss you. God, can't believe you think that I thought I wanted to kiss you. Can we kiss? No? Yeah? No? Stupid. Yeah, I wasn't thinking that at all. Damn it. And they could have captured or killed you before you even had the chance to do so. I wouldn't mess up like that. I put on the bravest face I could. However, Alfred might have realized that my trembling hands were not merely a result of exhaustion. I'm sorry. And this happened because I couldn't predict the ward's movements. It was my fault. I wanted to respond, but I was too tired to bother moving my lips and stayed quiet. Leonardo grabbed Alfred's arm and pulled him as if trying to separate him from me. Either way, you should avoid coming here for a while, sir. It goes for you, too. He sounded concerned when speaking to Alfred, but his tone changed when he turned to me. I tilted my head in confusion. I think he's mad because he thought you were just a normal humane or whatever, and now seeing the amount of power you have, he's probably thinking, why don't you just use that to take down the queen or do whatever? And it's like, because do you see the fact that I just changed two people's perception and the fact that I almost passed out? You know, like, obviously it's not that easy to use, but he also doesn't know the consequences of using our power too much because we've never explained it, so reasonable. What's wrong? Alfred noticed the same thing and questioned Leonardo. I'm thankful for the help, but I can't trust her anymore. The sudden confession caught me off guard. Leonardo watched me closely, as if determined not to overlook any aspect of my response. The location of her hideout's never been leaked before. Everyone's tight-lipped. But you're a newcomer, and you're just an ally too, aren't you? So are you actually working with one of their lackeys? You know, I thought he was sus about the face I'd hand, and he's more like, I'm sus because all of a sudden they followed you. And it's like, well, valid. That can't be the case, Leonardo. There's no way she'd do something like that. I love the fact that he is defending us like this. Because technically, he doesn't know that we would never do something like this, but he also knows that we would never do something like this. Like, it doesn't, like, to anyone else, they'd be like, oh, well, it's just because you're in love with her that you say that. But, like, he knows that we wouldn't do this because I want to kill the queen. He knows who we really are. He knows what our motivations are, so he knows that we would never sell them out because then I would never be able to get to kill the queen. But he can't really tell everyone that, you know? Alfred gripped me harder, as if protecting me from Leonardo's words, but the boy didn't stop. But the others were captured, weren't they? What if she only saved us just to gain our trust and have access to all our info? Wait. Leonardo, calm down. Leonardo quieted, but his gaze remained icy. I understand your confusion and fear. It was all very sudden. And we need to take a moment and calm down. I'll handle things alone for now. Plus, also, I would be like, I understand him not trusting me, and I get it, but I have no idea where your other hideouts are. So I couldn't have leaked that info. Do we? Maybe she does, so she can't say that. But, like, if she didn't, because I didn't know there were other hideouts as the player. So if she doesn't, I'd be like, you know what? I'm like, I would trust you're being wary, but I had no idea where the other hideouts were, so. All right. I'll pass that on to the others as well. Leonardo glared at me one last time, then walked away. You'd better not get in his way, or else. Having said that, he turned and left for good. I like the spunk in this kid. An awkward silence settled between Alfred and I. Let me make one thing clear. I haven't betrayed you or sold you out. I know. There's no point staying here. Go get some rest. You can stay at my place if you want. No need. I'm feeling better now, so I'll head home. I let go of Alfred's hand, sensing he still had something to say. Despite that, I walked off. Wait. At least let me walk you halfway. It's fine. If someone sees us, it'll only cause more trouble. Alfred didn't try to follow me as I walked off. I don't care if they doubt me. I never intended to join them in the first place. Nevertheless, I read that in the exact same way. She was just like, I don't care if they doubt me. I never planned to join them in the first place, but I kind of wanted to in the end there. Why do I feel so sad? Exactly! You knew that's exactly what she was feeling. I tried to hold myself with dignity, but I couldn't rid myself of the overwhelming feeling that my heart was being torn in two. I should have taken a breath as I read that long-ass sentence. I'm sorry. Ooh, chapter 4. Oh my god, this is the last chapter. This is the last chapter! It's all coming to a head now. Obviously, we're not getting to the end in this part, and I don't know about the next part, but it's questionable. We'll see. I spent some time at the Bernstein mansion following the attack on the hideout, trying not to stir up trouble. The Ravens and I decided to minimize our movements and focus on staying hidden for the time being, since we didn't know how the info about the hideout had leaked. Naturally, I also stayed away from Alfred unless absolutely necessary. There were no personal exchanges between us. We carried on with me acting as a servant and him as a visiting count. A question kept casting a dark shadow in my heart amid all this. I wonder if Alfred is suspicious of me. I love the fact that she's like, I don't want him to think that I sold him out because it's funny because, one, if she wasn't falling in love with him, she wouldn't give a fuck. If she didn't care about him, she wouldn't care. But also it's like, I mean, logically, he wouldn't be suspicious of you because you want to kill the queen and him, so selling him out would ruin your chances. Oh, sure, then he would get dragged off and maybe executed. So sure, but you wouldn't get your vengeance. That's not as good. And the queen's still around. And security around her is going to be tighter. You know what I mean? So, like, that's really fucking your own plans up by selling him out, you know? So, only Alfred knew the answer. Time passed. I never found the opportunity to ask. So dramatic. Are you feeling unwell by any chance? Evelyn asked as I wiped the desk in the drawing room. Okay, the drawing room. This is his room. The drawing room. The man's been sleeping on the couch. Fucking ridiculous. I looked up, not understanding what she meant, only to find her watching me worriedly. I feel fine. You sure? You broke a plate yesterday. That's pretty unusual for you. My apologies. I'm not blaming you. Really. Everyone makes mistakes. Evelyn shook her head, insisting that wasn't what she meant. How long have you been wiping that desk? It's all shiny now, but you're still at it. I looked down. Evelyn was right. I'd been cleaning a spot that wasn't even dirty. You don't usually act like this unless you're sick. What's going on? Even Charlotte's worried about you. Their concern warmed my heart, but I only shared part of what was wrong, considering how I couldn't tell her the real reason. Actually, I haven't been getting a lot of sleep recently. That might be why. Evelyn blinked. She let out a long sigh, then placed a hand on her chest as if relieved. Insomnia, huh? And that makes sense. I thought it was something more serious with how strange you've been acting. I'm not lying, it's not the only reason. The truth is that the event the other day is all I can think about. I felt bad about deceiving her, given how she worried for me, but I couldn't tell her the whole story and drag her into this. I apologized silently to myself and smiled faintly to reassure her. I'm sorry for making you worry. That's all right. We all have those days. Honestly, it's a relief knowing you're still mortal like the rest of us. Evelyn smiled cheerfully, then handed me some herbs that helped with sleep. I accepted them gratefully. All right, I'll let you handle things over here. I'm going to take care of the hallway. Okay. She gave a little wave and walked off. I took a deep breath. I need to pull myself together. What I needed to do remained the same, regardless of what happened. I had to focus on the task at hand. I reminded myself of this, then turned to organize the shelves. That was when I noticed Lucas. Took you a while to notice. What were you thinking about? Nothing much. Lucas leaned against the open door, watching me with curiosity. I didn't know how long he'd been there. I love the fact that he is playing such like a weird major role in this. Like, we barely see Ascot or Linus. We've seen Ebergo. But Lucas is like always haunting us in the background. Like, he shows up almost as much as Alfred does in Alfred's route. You know what I mean? Like everyone else is like here and there like speckles. They're like little sprinkles, right? But, like, Lucas is here about half as much as Alfred is, but that's still a lot compared to everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, Lucas is just there like a shadow. And, like, I kind of love it. Because sometimes I'm like, this isn't your route. I'm gonna need you to, like, back on up, sir. But the tempting and Lucas being here and you're like, you know, it's kind of interesting that you're playing a more pivotal role in Alfred's route because it leads nicely into yours. You know what I mean? Like, you're not taking away from Alfred, but you're adding, like, just a nice little side dish over here. And it's like, in the way he acts with Alfred, you're like, listen, we know the man harem sharing rules, whatever, and I'm totally okay with shipping my boyfriends. But like, I don't know. Like, there's a little part of me that's like, is this gonna be like a thruple thing that we got going on? You can see it. You can see it just a little bit. Like, the game's not shoving that down your throat, but it's like, you're just over there like, I mean, if you want to imagine a throuple here, here's some story starter points here. Lucas and Alfred having their little lovers quarrels. He's always here haunting you in the background like a fucking Victorian ghost. Like, I don't know, I'm into it. Like, but again, it's nice because his route's next, so I wonder if Linus will play a bigger route in Lucas's route. You know what I mean? Like, show up a little more often to kind of be like, sprinkling me in, I don't know. But anyway, I would normally be prepared for this. I always anticipated a chance encounter with him. I'd let my guard down today, however. It looked like I was less aware of things than I'd thought. Ashamed of myself, I gathered my thoughts and faced Lucas, determined not to give him the upper hand any longer. I'm terribly sorry for not noticing your arrival sooner. Would you like me to prepare some tea for you? No need. I have business with you today. Lucas didn't even try to hide the fact that he had some sort of agenda with me. What can I do for you? I assumed you already knew, considering how quick-witted you are. My apologies, but I'm afraid I don't follow. Ooh, he's all up in our face now. Lucas looked somehow taken aback when I calmly responded. He approached and looked down at me from a distance where he could almost touch me. I'll get straight to the point then. I heard that a few of the Ravens' hideouts have been taken out. Is that so? I hadn't heard such a thing. But what does that have to do with me? It's none of my business. Lucas ignored my answer and carried on, even though I clearly said I knew nothing. Was Lucas the one who sold us? I mean, to be fair, it's the only person I could think of before, like, aside from Leonardo doing it, because nobody else has a sprite, so it'd be a random person. But I'm like, but what would be the point? Did you do it because you wanted to see if I'd unleash my Fey hand power? Because you almost got Alfred killed. What the fuck, Lucas? Like, that would be intriguing. If he's like, yeah, I figured everything would be okay, and if not, whatevs. Like, it's a dangerous game you're playing, sir. You know what I mean? I don't know. House Ward gathered a large-scale group to raid them that day, yet neither the leader nor the higher-ups were caught. Isn't that strange? House Ward kept the raid a secret even from the other houses. Despite this, only a few low-ranking members were caught. You're like, and? Your point? I've had my suspicions for some time, but it looks like our movements have been leaked. If that's true, that means there's an insider. Did he just say our movements? Is he part of it? Because, like, I was also wondering when he said accomplices if he was part of it, but Alfred's kept that secret from us, so that's really interesting. Lucas leaned in close and whispered in my ear. Maybe they've got a Fae of Fortune with some mysterious power helping them. What's your opinion on all this? The way he just said us, it's like, are you accusing me thinking I'm telling them? Because, like, surprised that you're part of it, but also not surprised. Because it would make sense with how often you show up in Alfred's route and, like, whatever, that he's got you by the balls, basically, and the accomplice thing was probably the Ravens thing or whatever, so, like, not surprised. But also a little surprised, because you guys have kept this under wraps till the 4th chapter? But then Lucas thinks we told? Because he doesn't know who we are then. But does he know... Did Alfred ever... Okay, so, like, okay, if he is. So then it's like, we know that Alfred's part of the Ravens. Alfred knows that we're who we are, and we're an accomplice of his now, an ally. He knows that Lucas is part of the Ravens, but Lucas doesn't know that I'm helping Alfred, because he doesn't know who I am, and I don't know that Lucas... So Lucas and I are, like, the puzzle pieces that haven't connected yet. So Lucas might not know... that I'm involved, Or he would know, but not the level that I'm involved because he doesn't know who I am. So, I'm not sure I fully understand your intentions. I'm not in a position to think about such matters. If you have no further need of me, may I be excused? Lucas narrowed his eyes, silent. I took that as a yes and bowed my head before walking past him toward the exit. However, Lucas grabbed my arm, stopping me, and this is where you touch him now. Let me repeat myself. Don't lose sight of your own path. Don't lose sight of your own path. Lucas had told me this before. Or does he? I mean, I figured when he says things like this, he might have been suspicious about who we really were. And but then he's like, don't let Alfred, but then it makes it sound like, so do you know who I am? And you think, it's very interesting. I'm very curious as to what you're meaning, because it sounds, obviously, Lucas doesn't like anybody. So him not being like, oh, are you and Alfred going to fall in love? That's so cute. Totally. Other people might be like, oh, happy for you. And Lucas is like, I hate everything. So he wouldn't, I get it. Okay. But it is very strange that you're like, no, you need to make sure you kill him. Because that's what it feels like you're telling me. Like, don't you start falling in love with him and forget about stabbing him. What do you know about it? What do you know about it? What? Huh? You know? Then allow me to ask you once more. Why are you offering such advice, Lord Lucas? Why do you care about me? This time Lucas remained silent. He looked away as if unwilling to answer my question. Just as I was debating whether I should push him further, Alfred, footsteps sounded, much louder than those usually heard in the Bernstein mansion, as someone approached. Charlotte burst into the room, taking deep, heaving breaths. This is really bad! Charlotte put one hand on her chest, catching her breath. When she noticed Lucas, she bowed hurriedly. Pardon my intrusion, Lord Lucas! Lucas, now back to his usual self, exited the room in silence. Uh-oh, what happened? He never answered my question, but I was still glad I managed to avoid further confrontation with Lucas. There was no need to press him. No, but this is bad. If something bad happened to Alfred, I'm going to have a heart attack. Don't do this. That said, something had clearly happened, judging from Charlotte's behavior. Are you all right? Catch your breath and tell me what happened. I approached her as she panted lightly. The look she gave me was worried for some reason. About that. Charlotte hesitated, searching for the right words. Finally, she spoke with a look of determination, unless she's about to tell us that Alfred's engaged to Lily. Because I was still expecting that to go down. What was the whole conversation Edmund had with Lily? Unless, again, that's one of those like, okay, it's interesting, not going to come up until Edward's route. But why bring it up in Alfred's route and not in the common? You know what I mean? I'm not entirely sure myself, but it's about Lord Alfred. Oh, God, no. Alfred. The name was more than enough to throw me off, but I managed to keep my cool. I'm not keeping my cool! Shaker, what? Is something the matter with him? You see, had the ravens been exposed? The thought of a dire situation sent a shiver down my spine, so it's probably not that. Tell me what happened, Charlotte. I urged Charlotte to continue, who struggled to find the right words. Her gaze wandered before she found her resolve, her tone grave. He's getting engaged. Lady Lily is now his fiancée. Wait. What? Okay. I fucking told you. It's not gonna pan out. But, we knew when Edmund was having the conversation with Lily, do your duty, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, he's gonna force her into getting married because that's her duty as a noble woman is to go off, marry into her rich house and pop out babies. Okay, listen. So, and then when he's like, I'll tell him. You weren't, I'll discuss it with him. He's like, I'll tell him. So it's like Edmund made this decision, like, Lily, you're going to marry Alfred. I'm just going to tell Alfred he's marrying you. I don't think Alfred was okay with this. I don't think he okayed it. But at the same time, Alfred's not going to be like, no, I'm already in love with someone else. Because this is a very weird situation where even if he's in love with us, he can't say it. Because, like, he can't, like, they're going to be like, you can't marry a fucking maid. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's a rich man. Okay, rich men can do whatever they want. But it's not even that. He can't go, oh, she's actually a noblewoman. She's the daughter of House Randolph. She's not dead. Because that would ruin everything. He can't reveal that. He can't reveal a relationship that we may or may not have because one, he might be feeling things for us, but in his mind, he's like, she hates me and she wants to stab me. And also in his mind, in his perspective, he's like, well, Edmund wants to marry me to Lily, and I don't really want that, but that's okay, because as soon as we stab the queen, Spacey's going to kill me, so... And if she doesn't, then I'm going to end up dead then, so I don't have to worry about it. I mean, fair enough, right? If you were Alfred, and Edmund came up to you and was like, you're going to marry my damn daughter whether you like it or not, you'd be like... I mean, no, but like, whatever you say, because I'm going to end up dead and I don't have to marry her. In your face, motherfucker, right? Right? And it gives us a very good opportunity for like, how dare you, you're in love with her. And he's like, what? No, I just figured if we don't succeed in killing the queen, we both end up dead, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. And if we do succeed in killing the queen, then you're going to kill me, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it. I mean, oh, you know? Either way, I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to be dead. So, like, you know, what's the point of going, no, not going to do it, when you're not going to do it, as far as he's concerned, because he's going to be dead, right? So, But I knew that was going to happen. As soon as Edmund showed up and did that shit, you're like, oh, I know exactly what's going down. It's been a long time waiting for this. I didn't understand what Charlotte had said. Engaged? Who's engaged? Alfred and Lily? My chest felt heavy, almost as if I'd swallowed lead. This unexpected turmoil unsettled me. I feel like Lily has known, this is not her father told her after the fact. Her father has probably had it set up for a while, like, oh, we should have you marry Alfred, whatever, because he's technically the leader of the five houses, right? And because when she said, oh, maybe I might be able to still make this work. When she was talking, oh, you have feelings for Alfred, he likes you, blah, blah. And she had that, and we're like, what the fuck does that mean? I feel like she had already known. Her father did not bamboozle her, like just throw this on her. It's already been discussed, and then she's sussing out whether we have feelings for him, whatever, even though it doesn't fucking matter. And I don't think she really cares. I don't think she cares. I don't trust her enough to think that if her father had been talking about trying to marry her off to Alfred and she's like, no, whatever, I don't want to. And then all of a sudden she was really friends with us and she cared about us. Like it was Charlotte or Evelyn, like that all of a sudden they'd be like, oh, no, wait, you have feelings for him, but my dad, you know what I mean? Like they would care. They would worry about it. I don't think she cares. I think because she's a little sus, that she might find it interesting, like, oh, are you and Alfred have a thing? Like, oh, are you like lovers? Like, oh, well, whatever, because I'm going to marry him. And her whole, like, oh, I can still make this work thing. Like, I can still make it work where, like, I'm his wife, even if he's banging the maid. Who gives a fuck? Because she doesn't love him either. She may have actually loved her first husband. I feel like we're supposed to get that vibe. And I guess for now I'm going to trust that because he wasn't a rich man, so it seems like she married down, to be fair. And I don't think her father would have been like, absolutely go marry that commoner. I feel like she married him because she actually loved him. Now, was she involved? I don't think it was a murder-suicide. I don't think husband Daniel tried to kill her and himself unless he was drugged or manipulated by like fae powers or something because Edmund probably didn't like that his daughter married trash. Poor Daniel, we don't know the man, but he's trash in Edmund's eyes. Everyone's trash in Edmund's eyes except for like super rich people, right? We know this. So I don't think he liked the idea that his daughter married for love or whatever and was like, no, I can't use her as a bargaining chip with these rich bastards then. because she's just property. You know what I mean? Another bargaining chip. So something happened there, whether she was involved in killing her husband, maybe not. I don't know. I'm still 50-50 on it. I'm not going to throw out my total, like, she totally killed her husband assumptions. I'm still a little sus about it, but I would say, but I could be persuaded into believing right now, swinging on the fence of, okay, maybe somebody drugged him, used Fey powers on him to make him go into a crazy rage or whatever, do something so that he was trying to murder suicide. So that, but she would get hurt, but not die, because, Philip was there. So that's a little sus. And saves her. Daniel dies. Oh, she has to come back to the house. And now it's like, yeah. Get the fuck over that common piece of trash and marry this other rich guy. Jesus Christ, do your job, bitch. Which is basically what Edmund said. I feel like verbatim. But in rich people terms. He literally said those words, just in fancier terms. You know what I mean? And that's what he's wanted to use her for the whole time. So, but I don't think she gives a fuck about us having feelings for Alfred. I don't necessarily know if I believe that she cares. But I don't think she loves Alfred, so she's not, like, jealous. I think she's like, I can make it work. Like, sure, I'll marry him, but then he can be in love with you on the side, whatever, and he can have his affair on the side because I'm just doing my noblewoman duty. I don't want to marry Alfred. So, like, I guess that's girl power, question mark? Like, oh, go girl, be my friend, where you're gonna take me to go live with you and Alfred, and so he can have a torrid love affair with me on the side, and, you guys only, like, have sex when you maybe want to have babies or some shit, and I'm just his mistress, the woman he really loves, and you're just cool with that, and yay, good for you? What? You know what I mean? I feel like she's thinking like, oh, then I'll just be the nice wife who lets him bang the maid. And it's like, yeah, no, that's gross, but okay. You know what I mean? Like, in this time period, like, I guess that's doing a nice favor for your friend? Question mark? I don't, okay, whatever. But anyway, so my chest felt heavy, almost as if I'd swallowed lead. This unexpected turmoil unsettled me. You're about to have a tea party with his lordship. Mr. Nicholas asked me to call you right away to help get everything ready. Oh, fuck no. Got it. I'll head over to help. Thanks. By the way, were you aware of this? No, I'm extremely surprised. But I believe it's wonderful. I hadn't intended to say that, but I did anyway, as if my heart wasn't confused at all. She seemed to sense something, though, and watched me concerned. Are you all right? Of course. There's nothing to worry about. Let's go ahead and get everything ready. She's like, it doesn't matter if I love him because I'm going to kill him anyway. And now we're going to be more determined to kill him. And maybe Lily, too. I exited the room and walked down the hall swiftly. Charlotte followed a step behind me, her watchful gaze on my back. Maybe one of the bad endings? I feel like one of them is going to be she's in love with him, but she stabs him anyway. I feel like that sounds like a tragic end. But a bad ending could also be that, like, we don't kill him, and he ends up married to Lily, and we're just, like, the torrid love affair, and it kills us because we can't have him, but we have him, but he's not. You know what I mean? And we gotta, like, serve this bitch who's in love with my man. And we didn't get our revenge. But we can't pull out our revenge because we love him too much. Like, oh, that would kind of be fucked up. That would hurt. That would hurt so much. That would hurt more than the I love you, but my revenge plans are so much stronger than my love and I kill you. I would much rather kill the man that I love than let him marry some other whore. Okay? Sorry. That's where Spacey stands on this boat. That's the hill I'ma die on, anyway. I exited the room and walked down the hall swiftly. Charlotte followed a step behind me, her watchful gaze on my back. This does tear me up inside, though. I'm like, I hate this. I know it's going to be fine, and I know it's just for the plot purposes and the angst, but it's working. I don't like it. Alfred's getting engaged to Lily. Stop reminding me. Again, I know it's just a plot point and it's going to work out fine, but God, it still hurts, though, man. It still makes me like, no! I want to throw something. I have nothing to throw. There was nothing strange about that. House Bernstein and House Cresswell were both among the 5 houses. Their standings were well matched. More than anything else, his engagement and marriage had nothing to do with me. I was plotting to kill him. And yet, if that's true, then why does this hurt so much? Oh, I know. The kitchen was unusually loud as the tea party was prepared, a reflection of how surprising the entire household found the engagement. I wonder if they're going to be at the party and Edmund's going to be like, yeah, so you're going to marry Lily, and Alfred's going to be like, excuse me? Like, I wonder if Alfred knows this is happening. Has anyone told him? I feel like he should be aware. Also, he should be aware because he should have asked, and him and Edward should have Edmund. God, I keep fucking Edward's name right there. And I keep Edward and Edmund are too close, and I keep getting fucked in my brain. But I feel like this is a thing that Alfred and Edmund should have been discussing. Like, oh, yes, no, absolutely, sure, okay, whatever. Not Edmund telling Lily, you're going to marry Alfred, I'll let him know. And then going to Alfred and be like, by the way, you're going to marry my daughter, I demand this. Sir, you're demanding this like I knocked her up in the backseat of my Chevy on prom night. What the fuck? Like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? You don't get to tell me what to do. And it's not like, it's like, well, Edmund and Alfred's dad decided. Alfred's dad is dead, I'm assuming. Alfred is the head of the house. He is in charge. He makes his own decisions. So I feel like he did not get a say in this, and that's kind of weird. Edward walked in as Charlotte and I chose the cutlery. Oh, that's Nicholas, sorry. Lord Edward, I believe I told you many times not to come here so often. Edward looked at the older man, his expression solemn, despite the mild scolding Nicholas had greeted him with. Let me off the hook just this one time. I have a question for you. Did you know about this, Nick? See, even Edward's like, what the fuck? Yes, his lordship shared this with me ahead of time. It's truly wonderful news. And see, Edward doesn't like this because he's like, Alfred never fucking said shit. I don't think Alfred knows. So Nicholas knew, Edmund knew, and Lily knew, but nobody told. I don't know if anyone's told Alfred yet. Does he know? I carried on with the preparations, absent-mindedly listening to the conversation in the background. Are you holding up okay? Evelyn asked quietly, arranging the baked goods next to me. Yes. The preparations were finished as we spoke. Nicholas tasked me with bringing the tea trolley to the courtyard. Again, I know this is all for show and for the angst, but I am not okay. I'm really not handling this well. Like, I know. I was expecting this to happen. And then when it happened, I'm like, I told you, but I still want to cry about it, guys. I don't like it. I don't want to know. Don't do it. I mean, again, I know we're going to end up with him and he's not going to be with Lily. And it's like, but I still, this hurts and I don't like it. Oh my God. I really want to see how Alfred's going to handle this. Edmund and Lily were already seated by the time I arrived at the garden. Then Alfred sat across from them. I served tea to each of them. It had been a while since I'd been this close to Alfred. Not since the raid. However, he didn't look my way. Yeah, this probably sucks for him too. The servants swiftly completed preparations and stood to the side. Lily then spoke as if she'd been waiting for the right moment. I'm sorry for calling you so suddenly, Lord Alfred, but before your important meeting, too. I don't think he knows what's happening. Not at all. I plan to come and greet you as well. After a brief exchange of pleasantries, Edmund quickly got to the point. Uh-oh. Now then, Lord Alfred, I've heard that you're in favor of the engagement with my daughter. Is this true? What? You're in favor of this? I feel like this is also kind of a ploy. Because if he's like, yeah, I'm totally involved in it. If he was like, no, it might look bad, especially because she's got the queen's favor. So he's playing his role. Also knowing I'm going to kill the queen and I'm going to end up dead. So again, what the fuck is the point? Sure, go along with it. Fair enough, but it still hurts. Damn it! Indeed, it is. His response came smoothly. I felt a distinct pain in my heart. I felt like Alfred glanced at me for a split second, but it could have just been wishful thinking. No, he glanced at you because he fucking loves you. You're the one that he wants, but he can't have you, and he knows you're going to kill him. This isn't going to help us not want to stab him more, though. Alfred went on to speak to Edmund and Lily. And choosing a partner to get engaged to is truly troublesome. Nobles are bound by statuses, even more so for the 5 houses. Indeed, our status is background. We have many burdens to bear. Oh, fuck you, you rich, pompous twat. However, a union between House Bernstein and House Cresswell would surely be widely accepted. I am of the same opinion, and no one in my household would object. Strengthening our ties with House Bernstein, the leading household of the 5 houses, would bring House Cresswell great joy. But see, it's like they're the leading household, but I thought he was in charge. I don't really know, because they made... Like, I thought Bernstein was, like, the head or the ones in charge, but then they said something about Cresswell being the head, and I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. Because I thought they said... So I don't really know what's going on, but whatever. I don't want to hear this. My feelings would never reach them, though, and the conversation moved forward. Indeed, you're right. However, my daughter is a widow. I trust you're aware of that. Of course. I believe a person's past doesn't matter. What's important is the future, what lies ahead. See, he's like, I don't care about what happened in the past. It's only about the future. Please forgive me. I love you. Can we just... And he's also like, the only thing that matters is the future. Where that girl over there is going to stab me so I don't have to deal with this bullshit. Edmund gave a rare laugh. As expected of Count Cresswell, a progressive thinker even among the 5 houses. I'd love for the timid, hesitant nobles to see this. It would be an honor. Our interests align, then. As a father, I can't help but feel sorry for my daughter after everything that's happened. Yeah, I don't fucking think you do, but whatever. I planned on entrusting her to someone I could rely on. My daughter is still young and has a long road ahead of her. Simply being favored by the Queen won't be enough for her to navigate society. As a parent, I only hope for her happiness. Do you think you could support her? Alfred nodded solemnly. I immediately looked down. Why does my heart hurt so badly? I can't bear to hear this anymore. Edward suddenly arrived and raised his voice. Please wait a moment, Father. Are you proposing a political marriage between them? Of all things to bring up the moment you get here. It's true. There shouldn't be any issues with it. Lord Edward, I understand your concern for your sister. I assure you that I fully understand how exceptional Lady Lily is. But that's not the same as love, is it? My sister is still grieving the loss of her husband, and yet... Silence, Edward! This isn't something for a mere youth like you to meddle with. This marriage is for the good of our households. How many times is he going to try to marry off Lily to one of our boyfriends? At least we won't have to worry about it with Edward, but still. The cutting remark carried weight, more than enough to leave the space in stunned silence. However, Edward refused to back down. If anything, he grew more defiant and spoke to his sister, the subject of the conversation, who had previously been left out. I like that Edward's fighting the battle we can't fight right now. And you, sister, have you truly consented to this engagement? Lily, who had been quietly observing the plants in the garden, slowly turned to her brother and smiled gently. I was told I have to. I mean, she basically was, to be fair. To be fair to Lily, as much as I'm not really sure about her, and I'm a little sus of her, she was forced into this. She was not given a choice. She was told, suck it up, Buttercup, you're gonna fucking do this. I'm fully aware of my position and the duties I've held since the day I was born. I'll leave the decision to you all. So she's basically like, I'm being told what to do. Like, I mean, that is the fanciest way of saying, like, I was told to do this, so, you know. The engagement's official, then. Taking Lily's comment into account, Edmund wrapped up the discussion without giving Edward a chance to interject. Part of me hoped that Lily would oppose her father as she had last time. For some reason, I was devastated. Me too. I don't like this. I want to cry a little. Lily gave me a fleeting glance, then sipped her tea. It was as if she were holding her words back. I believe the meeting is about to begin. Lord Edward and I must take our leave. After checking the time, Alfred rose from his seat and bid an apologetic farewell to Edmund. Perhaps we could take a pleasant stroll next time, Lord Alfred. With pleasure. I'd be glad to see you at the townhouse soon. I'm looking forward to it.
Following the brief promise to Lily, Alfred walked back to the mansion with Edward. He no longer looked at me. What was I really hoping for, anyway? Not this to happen! I came here seeking revenge. Then I got close to Alfred, still seeking vengeance. I only want to achieve my goals. He's the person I despise the most. That hasn't changed. Yes, it has. But the fierce pain in my heart made me realize that I was indeed starting to change. Oh.
I cast a barrier on the village that day to secure you, as well as to prevent the villagers from escaping.
So what do I do?
I'll write down everything I say from here on as precisely as possible. First... Oh, I was under the impression that you were jealous.
Oh. Before I knew it, Alfred had become precious to me. Oh! Shut up! I'm gonna vomit. All right, Bird needs a break. Hold on. I'm gonna vomit, though, because, oh my god, obviously we know that she's been feeling shit for him, but she hasn't come to terms with it. And this whole, my heart hurts. Why does my heart hurt? And, really, this is the moment? This is the moment where all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck? Why do I... Oh my god, I love him. Oh, right now! Right fucking now! Girl! This game is so mean! I love it so much, but holy shit! Listen, there's games that have angst and stuff. Okay, my headset is, strapped around my footrest. Okay. There's games with angst and stuff, you know what I mean? And sometimes you're like, yeah, no, it's angsty. This is, dude, is it me today? What's going on? This makes me want to cry. I'm just like, no, it hurts. I know it's just fucking for plot purposes and everything's going to work out and whatever. And, if it happened in the beginning, you'd be like, no, but we're in love with him and he hasn't fallen. No, we're at the end. We know we're in love with each other. I mean, we know she's in love with him and he's in love with her, but they don't know. And it's like, I think it hurts more, and you're like, no, stop it! Everything was supposed to be okay! And I know everything's gonna be okay, but motherfucker. Goddamn game, how dare you? The audacity. The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch. How dare you? I beg your finest pardon, motherfuckers. You're gonna do this to me now? Shit, it's so good, though. Oh, it hurts. It hurts, and I hate it. But I like it. But I hate it? Anyway. Alfred had become precious to me. Don't make me cry. Stop it. After that, I'm back. Oh, Charlotte, I'm leaving the eggs and flour you asked for right here. Thank you. Hopefully we get to stab the Queen and Alfred before they get married. Evelyn, the laundry's all done. Feel free to rest if you have time. Shall I prepare some tea for you? I'm good, but shouldn't you be on break by now? Oh, is it that late already? I didn't notice. Evelyn looked like she had something she wanted to say, but remained silent when I said goodbye and turned around. They're going to show up at my room. I went back to my room, placed my pocket watch on the desk, and sat down with a sigh. I've been trying to stay busy to keep my mind off things, but the sight of Alfred and Lily in the garden yesterday lingered in my thoughts. Okay, it's only been a day. Being in my empty room only made it worse. Do you think you could keep me company, Oberon? I poked at the pocket watch childishly. Of course there was no response. And you can't talk to John. I didn't know how long I continued that. After some time I heard a soft knock at the door. I had a good idea who was there. Come in. The door creaked open. There they were, Evelyn and Charlotte. It was the same as that one night. Can we burst out crying, please? I need it. The only difference was the fact that both of them were grim expressions this time around. What's the matter? The laundry's all done, and we've got some time before we need to start dinner. Say, could we talk for a bit? Sure thing. They made me sit on the bed before sitting on either side of me. How do you not love them? They're so good to us. We're trying so hard not to love them as the character. I mean, obviously us as the players and the watchers are fucking adore them, but still. After that, they gently grasped my hands. They supported my relationship with Alfred. At first, it was clear that it was nothing more than unnecessary concern. But now that I had realized my feelings for Alfred, having people by my side like this, lose it, girl, just cry. It's comforting. I'm not alone. I can't stand it. I'm always blabbering, but I don't want to say when it really matters. That's not true. I gently held their hands in return. Their expressions relaxed slightly. I'm fine. I wish Alfred and her ladyship the best. All lies. My heart's a complete mess, but I can't do anything about it. I shouldn't even try. Their marriage arrangements were set to begin in earnest once the exhibition ended. Well, he'll be dead by then, so. Nicholas shared the news with the servants that morning. Would it be all right if we came again tonight? Nice idea, Charlotte. I'll go grab some delicious tea and sweets. My heart warmed at their thoughtfulness, which would keep me from spending the night alone. I couldn't have imagined this when I first came here. I'm looking forward to it. And I want to cry because we have such wholesome girlfriends. Just as promised, Evelyn and Charlotte visited my room later that evening. During our light-hearted chit-chat, I kept my attention solely on the moment. We talked on and on, not caring a bit how late it had gotten. What, I don't sleep anyway, so. After spending several nights that way, I finally got a much-needed day off. The exhibition is happening tomorrow. I need to share the necessary details with John before that. I can't afford to stand still. I look back on the person I was when I'd first arrived at the mansion. She's like, now I love Alfred, but, well, I guess I'm just going to have to stab him, and then you won't have to worry about him marrying Lily, will ya? Besides, today... And maybe that's also part of the change in, like, one of the endings, if we murder him and if we do go through with it, is because whatever choice we make, that changes it, whether it's save file 1 or 2. And actually, save file 1, we might have multiple different choices after that. I know save file 2, it was just say we're lovers, and then that was it. And then you get the bad end. So, you know. So the bad end must split off of that. Because there's no other choices after that in that one. But I don't know about the first one, because I didn't look. I just wanted to see, like, what was the bad answer on that one. But, so... we could potentially, in one of the bad endings, like the tragic one to me would be us killing him, you know? Although tragic is him getting married and us, like, not getting our revenge. That's tragic. Like, we didn't get to kill him and we don't get to be in love with him? Fuck. But I would kind of want it to be, like, where she is in love with him, but the vengeance takes over and she kills him. Because that would just be so fucking good. And... maybe it's because of, like, this. So, like, they never get to confess their feelings to each other, where he's like, no, I only said I'd do it because I figured you were going to kill me anyway. So, like, well, what harm was there? You know what I mean? And then, like, that'll be, like, what happens here. And no, but I love you, and I love you, and then it will be fine. But, like, in the tragic end, it could be something, like, where he doesn't ever get to tell her, and she's just like, I loved you, and you're going to marry someone else. No, I'll kill you anyway. Because, you know, I mean, again, Alfred's perspective. Yeah, I don't want to marry Lily at all, but if I say that I will marry her, that'll make me look more like a royalist, so I'll be in good here, so okay. That helps keep my cover. And... Spacey's going to kill me after the exhibition anyway, so I don't really have to worry about it. Cool. And I can just pine over her as she stabs me. Because she's not in love with me, so it'll be fine, right? And then we are like, but I love him! I maybe would want to kill him, I don't know what I was going to do in the moment. But now, thinking that he's going to marry Lily, you're going to be like, I love him, but all right, well, I mean, I guess there's no chance because he's going to marry Lily, and he's totes cool with that. So he obviously feels nothing for me, so I guess we're just going to stab him. You know what I mean? Like, oof. Talk about a miscommunication. At least in this game, you know there's always points where the game's just like, if you two would just fucking communicate, there wouldn't be all these misunderstandings. Damn it! this one, the misunderstandings and things make perfect fucking sense. And the lack of communication, obviously, because we're like, she's not communicating with herself. She's only now realized, wait a minute, I actually love him. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Because she's been focused on revenge. So she's not like, yeah. Even with Charlotte and Evelyn, she's like, yeah, they're really nice, but don't get swayed by them being friends. I know they're friend-shaped, but we stab. That's it. You know what I mean? So she's been trying to keep everyone off, right? So of course she's not been aware of her feelings for Alfred. So of course she's not going to communicate them to him. You know, it's not like a normal game where we're like, oh, we're a dainty lady and he's a lord. And then, oh, we kind of like him and he kind of likes that, but we don't talk. And it's like, well, you two just kiss already. This one, it's like, because he should be careful because if he makes a move, she's going to stab him. She's almost done. And she karate chopped him, knocked him the fuck out. So, like, she's dangerous. So, like, I get it, you know? And to him, it's clear she wants to kill me. Valid. I might be in love with her, but she's going to stab me, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. So, like, the miscommunications and the misunderstandings and everything flow perfectly naturally in this, where none of it is like, just talk to each other! It's like, nope, it makes perfect fucking sense. Especially given our positions and everything. And not just she's a maid and he's a, like, a count, even though we're really, like, nobility, but we can't admit that because we're in hiding because the queen will then dump her fucking essence into us. Gross. And also we want to kill him. So there's a lot going on, which makes the inability to communicate and tell each other that we love each other make perfect motherfucking sense. So 110% vibing here. Anyway, besides, today, I always knew when something was about to happen in the city. I quickly got ready and left the room, determined to see things unfold. Ugh. On my way off the property, I happened to notice Lily in the garden. Don't talk to her. I didn't want to see her right now, but avoiding the lady of the house would be strange for a servant. Even on a day off, I would have been like, pretend I don't see her. Moreover, there's a chance I can learn something about the queen's movements or news from the royal palace. When I made my way over, she noticed me and smiled. I would just pretend I didn't see her. Like, damn, girl. I'd be like, I don't want to talk to her. I would just pretend I didn't notice her as I was leaving. Because I'm busy thinking. I'd be like, oh, I didn't even notice. I was in my head. Good morning, my lady. Good morning. Oh, is today your day off? I was planning on inviting you to tea later. How unfortunate. Yeah, well, not having tea with you. Get fucked. Not by the man that I love, though. Please. Her elegant brows furrowed as she murmured that. Beside her was... Uh-oh. Why did we go over and talk to them if he was right there? Okay. How did you not notice he was there? He's wearing fucking yellow. He sticks out almost like a traffic cone. To be fair, Linus sticks out like a traffic cone because he is wearing traffic cone orange. But I mean, the next best thing to traffic cone orange is bright motherfucking yellow. How did you miss Alfred? Seriously. As if you couldn't see that show pony best in show ribbon from 3 miles away, his suit is visible from fucking space. Okay? Girl! It was Alfred. So you were with Lily, huh, Alfred? I didn't notice until I got close. My attention has been wandering these days. He remained silent, not so much as raising an eyebrow, seemingly intended to watch the conversation unfold. I'd be like, yeah, well, that's too bad. Anyway, bye. I straightened my posture, bowed to him, then turned back to Lily. Yes, I'm on my way to the city. I see. We haven't really had the chance to talk lately, have we? How about joining me for tea next time? Would you like to join us as well, Lord Alfred? No, thanks. Sure. With pleasure. Lily stayed unusually close to Alfred, showing affection, and he seemed to welcome it. Oh, is he trying to make us jealous? I feel right now he's welcoming her affection like, does this bother you? I feel like he wants it to bother us. He's like, I wanted it to bother you, goddammit! Oh, are we gonna have this little, like, lovers argument before we kiss? Like, because that's gonna be amazing. It was to be expected, since they were engaged. However, a whirlwind of emotions twisted within me, and my pulse quickened. Well then, I shall excuse myself for today. All right, take your time and relax. I'll see you again tomorrow. See you tomorrow. I swiftly left, making sure not to act impolitely. I felt their eyes on my back, yet I refused to turn around. She's like, now I'm gonna go cry. I wanna cry! Her acting all affectionate with him is like, she's doing that on purpose because she thinks that I have feelings for him and he has feelings for me. So she's being a bit of a cunt there. You know what I mean? Like, and okay, see, that's also why she's sus. Because, like, I don't think she wants to marry Alfred. She's doing her duty. And okay, yes, okay, sure. She'd be like, all right, he's fine, like, whatever. And, like, oh, okay, it's my job to show affection to my husband, whatever, fine, fine. But her thinking that Alfred and I have feelings for each other, that the whole Tea Party thing and whatever, even Ascot thinking it, her then, oh, showing affection to him while we're right there. And everything is very sus. I don't know. Like, if she had no clue, I'd be like, okay, she's showing him affection because she kind of has to. And she's like, oh, this is my role now, so whatever, I might as well get used to it. And Alfred ain't too bad. Sure, fine. But I don't know if I trust that. And with him, like, him seeming to enjoy it, I feel like was definitely trying to see if we were going to be jealous about it. I don't necessarily, he's not into Lily at all. It's just like, are you jealous if I enjoy her affection? Because he wants us to be jealous. Because, like, yeah, before when we joke around, he's like, oh, I thought you were jealous, whatever. And we're like, yeah, no, why would I be? And he's like, fuck. Like, which I kind of like. I kind of like that about our little marshmallow. He's over there like, he's getting roasted on the inside. He's like, I want you to be fucking jealous because I love you, goddammit. Like, be jealous and then get angry and stab me. I don't know. He wants something more than just anger from. I want you to be angry. But also some of the things that we've done, I feel like he's like, I don't know, you're giving me the wrong signals because I feel like you're being jealous. I feel like you might like me. And now you don't care that I'm marrying Lily? Huh. Oh, yeah, I like it when you stroke my arm like that baby as he stares at us, waiting for us to, like, punch the bitch in the face. Alfred secretly over there like, I wish she would fight for me. I don't know. Anyway, we'll cry more about this later. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.